vlog today talking about back to school. Going back to school. Going back to school is very hard to get ready for as a parent and as a kid. We're just rushed with work, things to do, the to-do list, that we don't put enough time into planning out the best route for returning our children back to school. Kids, on the other hand, they're excited. They're excited to see their friends again. They're excited to see teachers. But there's also a little anxiety due to the unknown of going back to school. If you put all this together, most families fall short on remembering to make sure that they continue to live and to play healthy. What do I mean by that last statement? Parents, we as parents, we should include activities that we can do with our kids after school to encourage the family bond, and at the same time get that exercise in and make sure that we are building good habits for life. For parents with younger kids, young kids have a blast. They love playing tag and kicking the ball around the yard. And on rainy days, you can sit down and play a high-quality board game with them, a game that gets some form of critical thinking involved, or even video games, so that you can really form that bond with your children. Yes, I did just say video games because current research shows that it's not a waste of time. As crazy as it sounds, it is a great form of bonding between parents and kids. So plug in and play the game that your kid enjoys. As parents, we need to remember that our children are our priority. I forget this from time to time, and I work more than I should instead of picking them up and spending time with them. So what's going to be better for them? Me working or me exercising and playing games with them? When it comes down to it, people never wish that they worked more on their deathbed. They wish that they would have spent more time having fun with their family and friends. I love going outside. I put my baby in the walker. She walks around the driveway, and my four-year-old and I, we race up and down the driveway on bikes, scooters, and skateboards. Another thing we like to do is we go in the backyard. I put the baby in the swing and I push her and I hit the baseball, and my son chases the baseball after he pitches it to me and dives and rolls all over the ground after the ball. This brings so much happiness into my life when I see how much they both enjoy what we're doing. And as an added bonus, when my teenager comes outside, I'll play volleyball with her, I'll hit it back and forth, or I'll kick the soccer ball with her. Do what your kids love, and when you see the smile on their face, you will love it too. Now with older kids, like the middle school kids and the high school kids, just get outside and partake in a sport they love. There's nothing wrong with playing a game of pickup basketball, running routes with the football, or playing keep away with a soccer ball. If your child doesn't play sports, then go for a walk or a bike ride or maybe even a hike at the woods. We've got Hoffmaster out here and a lot of other places that you can go hike in the dunes. Have good conversation with them when you're doing that. Make sure that you're not telling them what they should and shouldn't do during these activities. For instance, don't say, you know what, you need to get your grades up, or you need to get that English grade up, or when we get home I want you to do your chores. No, don't talk about this and don't do this. This is time for you to engage with them and listen to them, not to prod, poke, and demand. There's a difference between listening and listening with passion and purpose. Don't answer questions or talk with words like, yep, okay, yes, no. Really think about where they're coming from. Put yourself and put some meaning into what you're saying and replying to them with. Really try to understand how life is in their shoes. When you do this, they're going to seek you out for more guidance instead of from their friends. So if you choose to go for a hike with them, start up good conversation without the 24 questions and demands. Did you ever stop to think of how your child can sit with friends and talk for hours, but they have nothing to talk about with you? Be sure to stay engaged with your kids socially and with exercise. One last thing I want to talk about on the topic of back to school is diet. When our kids go back to school, their diets suffer if they eat highly processed foods, which is a lot of the school food and food that comes from home. And this goes back to being with, hey, we're in a rush, we're cutting corners, we're buying that processed food because it's so easy to just grab and go and take for lunch. Low quality food choices play a huge role in their attitude and their energy levels to make decisions during the day. And this leads to their overall success in life. You want your children to be highly successful, don't you? I know I do. So make sure you start your kids off with a great breakfast. As a matter of fact, why don't you just get up in the morning as a family as a team and start the day together with a great breakfast. Doing things together builds a team mentality, and in life you get more accomplished when you work well with people. Don't be afraid to get up in the morning now and have a well-rounded, scrambled, organic egg breakfast. And while you're at it, throw some fruit in there. When you go to the store, if you are picking out things for breakfast, don't buy high-sugar cereals. Some of the organic cereals also are high in sugar. Make sure you look at the food label. A quick little tip, make sure it has less than 6 grams of sugar in it if you're buying cereal. That's really going to limit your list of things you can buy, but you need to do that. As far as lunch goes, avoid the highly processed foods that fill the school cafeteria. Instead, have your child bring healthy choices to school. Example, more vegetables. We can, in a roundabout way, change what our schools serve children. More kids taking healthy stuff from home and eating less cafeteria school food, the school's going to have to make a shift to provide healthier choices for your kid to eat at school if they want kids to eat at or from school. So go to the store each week, buy fresh fruits and vegetables, buy nuts and seeds, buy whole grain products, fresh cut meats. There's my tips for the week. Hope you enjoyed the video. Now go out and make a big difference with your life by making a huge difference in your child's life.